Okay. All right. So, start date journal, June 18th, Friday, 2021. We're trying out our new HR discussion format. So, let's go over some of the basics first, right? First, I'm going to have to rely on Shaylin. Shaylin, could you describe what roles are we participating in today? Who's the first moderator, secretary, second moderator, secretary, and recorder, and such and so forth?
Okay, for today, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will be the chair as well as the first moderator, I believe,
Okay.
and also the recorder.
Okay.
And okay, let me refer to the role again. Okay, for the second moderator of the day, it will be Jana. So the first and second moderator is actually like the roles in the breakout room. So first moderator is on the top panel, and then the second moderator is on the middle panel.
Okay.
And for today, we'll have Vera as the general secretary as well as the first secretary in this case.
Okay.
Hey, and yeah, wait. I think this one is not updated yet.
Whoops. Okay. All right. So first
Oops.
thing we should do, we probably should update this to have the correct reflection of what we're actually going to do. So I would need to actually figure out who the first secretary is. Is the Who knows who the first secretary is? Let's go to Vera. I thought we did too. All right.
Uh,
Vera, who's the first secretary?
it should be iron.
It's Iron. Okay, is Iron here? Iron. Okay, Iron, you'll be the first secretary. Vera, who's the second secretary?
Sec- second is RV. Yeah.
Okay. I thought, Vera, you were going to be the secretary today.
No.
Okay. All right. Perhaps it doesn't matter what we remember. The only thing that matters is what's on this document. Okay. So that way, when we have a larger team, everyone knows what's going on. It's really important to have the correct written documentation. You see? All right. Okay. Now that we know what our roles are, let's go into it. I'm going to go proceed into our paper where we'll hopefully come up with some great stuff to talk about. So I'll open the SLA management paper. So Vera, Jenna, I, and Shaylin have been working on some revisions over the past few days, working diligently, hard, after hours, all that good stuff to try to revise this. Some of these will, of course, probably have some mistakes and some things we can improve. And I hope as a great team, you guys can tell us what it is exactly about that we should improve. I have some on-the-fly improvements that I'd like to just mention right away. Okay, so let me just bring everybody through on a top-level journey through all the different sections that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to try to understand this as a group, okay? All right, very important. First part is announcements. Announcements is generally a one-way conversation, okay? It's a conversation from you to everybody else. It's not really there for dialogue. It's not really there to have a debate. It's just, hey, look, we're going to tell everybody this is what's happened. Now, we had some confusion on the previous way the announcements were made, and one of the things that I saw is that people are putting up things that actually belong within their own layer of the SLA in announcements. That is not the right place to do it. I appreciate if you want to tell everybody you're working on something within your own layer and you think it's going to have impact, but that's not what announcements are for. The right place to put notifications like that is actually in main issues, okay? But let me put a but behind that. But if you do announce something like that, don't talk about activity. Don't say, hey, look, we've decided to change this and this and this, and that's it, all right? What we really need to know on the main issues is, do you believe that you can improve an SLA, or do you want everybody else to expect that an SLA will degrade based on something that's happening, or upgrade based on something that's happening? That's all that really needs to be discussed at the main issue point, okay? This is because the entire chapter is looking at it. If you're working on a project and you think that project might actually produce some results, okay, all right. Think about what that result is in terms of the SLA. Think about what time it would take for that result to happen. Then think about, do you want to set your expectations high or low, right? If you want everyone to anticipate that your project will succeed and solve a potential problem, then go ahead and report it. If you want to maybe do more, talk less, perhaps, then you can keep it secret. And once the effect of that project has been successfully demonstrated, then you can announce it in main issues and everyone knows, hey, look, I fixed this SLA with this project, okay? So let's keep it straight. Announcements are one-way communication for things like, let's say, hey, do we have any volunteers for BB Go, right? Want to take place in our press release. Or, hey, we've achieved some things that we want everyone to know about. Or, hey, we need everyone to follow a new best practice with communications, okay? Those are things that are worth announcing. So I'll take everybody through the top level sort of categories of general announcements. And one is just general announcements, things that you think everybody should know about. Two is best practices. If you have discovered something that everybody should use, such as maybe a Leaf's Bukit Vista recording method, and you think everyone should use this, then please announce it here. The third category is a chapter agreement. If we have all agreed that we're going to communicate a certain way and agree to that, then this is the place where we don't have the debate, but we just put the agreement there. Okay, the debate and the discussion about it goes into main issues, but once that issue has been resolved, then we announce it here. Okay, all right, very good. So hopefully that is clear for announcements and main issues. The next area I'm going to go into is the breakout summary. Now, when you have a breakout summary, what we expect is that the breakout summary is probably just the beginning of a process, okay, of what you are doing. Remember, leadership is essentially a few different layers. The first part is discovery. The second part is prioritization. After that, problem solving. After that, execution, okay? So when you have a breakout session, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to discover and then prioritize what your layer is going to do. So discover things. Go like, hey, my layer is not very effective at getting applicants, or we're not very effective at getting people onto on-site trials, or we get people to trials but they don't transform, or people transform but they don't leave advocacy, okay? So those are mostly discovery type issues. Once you have discovered it, think about, okay, I have a week or whatever time it is to solve this potential issue. How am I going to prioritize which issues need to be solved? So this is where this kind of action happens. Now, we're going to practice this a few times before we get the hang of it, but I think what will happen is after breakout summary, we probably will move those into main issues, right? So we'll summarize what we've learned during the breakouts, taking then the juices and the knowledge that we figure out, and we figure, hey, look, awareness. Awareness has just figured out that we don't process candidates fast enough for a particular campaign. We will take this particular action, and then you should expect to see results on the next layer, A2, within a week, right? So that's what we would report actually in the main issue box, okay? All right, after that is the SLA discussions. This is where you have your sub discussions and the things that what you're doing within your layer that is actually going to improve the SLA. Okay, we are going to, let's say, analyze messages and distribution analysis within awareness so that we can distribute better. We can reach our applicant SLA. Okay, so this doesn't need to really be seen by anybody besides the people that are working in your particular layer, and this never needs to be announced during a general meeting. Okay, this is kind of like abstracted work that you do. Once you have something that shows a result, then you can bring it up in the main issues so that everybody else at this chapter level will understand what's going on. Okay, hopefully that brings everybody through. Let's go ahead and practice doing this, okay? And we'll see where we are. If you have any comments, live comment on this chat group right here so that I can get some feedback if I'm unclear, okay? Help me help everybody else. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, okay, thanks for excusing yourself. All right, let's go into the next part. Shaylin, we have some announcements. Go ahead and pop it off, Shaylin.
Okay, so we actually recently have decided, right, to put like SLA updates on every Friday. So on every Friday you'll see like this kind of like announcement, yeah, like in the discussion paper.
Nice.
Okay, so the first one is actually the the top funnel. So we noticed that like the numbers here are updated as per yesterday actually, like during the bi-weekly SLA meeting. So we noticed that like there's lower traffic to the job landing page. Like if you see the page views, right, we actually almost like achieve like the page views in total is like apa 4.7K, right? But then the unique page views is actually like much lower than that. So yeah, I was actually wondering whether it's actually because of the change in approach that the awareness team is actually doing. Like we pay more attention on timing on the outreach side. So yeah, that's one thing that perhaps we need to take note of. And yeah, and then moving on to the next funnel, the middle funnel, it's mostly achieved actually, as per you can see the number update over there. And for the selection ratio, we were talking to actually use the median number right of our hiring campaigns. So yeah, we'll redefine that numbers by the end of June for this part. And moving on to the next part. So, yay! This is actually an achievement. So, most of the intern population is achieved. So, this is actually like partly credit to the KPT ITB candidates who like directly pass trials, right? In this case, that we are able to fulfill the some of the urgent roles. And currently, like for some positions, we are like oversupplied, or for like some positions like data analyst, and we're trying to like rebalancing the like population for now, like for the next few months in this case. And yeah, last part on the employee retention and advocacy. Okay, currently we are like achieving the SLA of the retention itself. And yeah, what we have done is to actually add referral so that we can track our candidates easier. So for those who are coming from the referral side. And we also have this employee advocacy project ongoing in LinkedIn by Furkan and Oliver. So yeah, that's a bit of an announcement on how the SLAs are going for HR. Thank
Okay,
you.
fantastic. So, Shaylin, if I'm correct, we have something to celebrate by maintaining our intern population SLA. So, congratulations, everyone. That's great. All right, we've actually achieved our intern SLA, and I'm very proud of the team for the good work that we've been able to do. Now, it's taken us quite a long time to be able to get there. We've made a lot of innovations, but it's a really good moment, and I think we have a lot to be proud of for getting there. Okay, I think this is actually a very good. This actually could be a main issue, Shaylin, as well, because what this describes is something that awareness should be aware of. That the total number of page views actually happening is a little bit less than what we should expect, actually. So that I think is a very good observation there. Okay, fantastic. Next, let me just announce something I announced again, which is we do have a PR opportunity for those who want to volunteer. We are looking to get press releases for BVGo, our brand new Android app. And I realized I made a common mistake in my own announcement. I did not put a call to action. So today I've done an innovation and I put a call to action to it. So the call to action is please Slack Jing right now if you're interested, and we'll speak more about how you can get involved to do amazing PR work with BVGo and make your career look even better by getting some really cool things done on your thing. Okay, that was my best attempt to pitch. But if I don't get anything back, I'll need to work on my persuasion. Okay, next is Vera about communication tools and best practices. I think this was already announced. Vera, do you see this actually happening, or do we need to take a look and think about how to re-announce it again? Or your thoughts, Vera?
I think it's not really happening yet because we haven't like really announced it to the whole team.
Okay, so let's announce it again to the whole team. Is there a condensed version of this somewhere, Vera, or like? Okay, all right. Let's just put it this way. Let's announce it again. Wait, Vera. We're looking for opt-in, right? So do we have that yet, Vera? The list where everybody says they've read it and they agreed.
Yes, I actually put it in the June discussion.
Ooh,
It
okay.
should be a discussion.
All right. That I think should be probably up at announcements, not in discussion, because discussion, remember, is way down inside each layer. So this affects everyone, and we just need everyone to agree to it. Okay. Vera, let's try this. Let's bring that all the way up here. Just put your checkoff list right under this particular announcement, and let's wait for everybody to check it off. Okay, so that we get that integration. Okay, let's drop into the main issues now. So taking a look at the main issues. Okay, this is a little bit new for me. So let's discuss about how we want to do this. The proposal right now is that on Monday we take a look at our SLAs. We ask ourselves, are the SLAs actually achieved? Why or why not? And when do we expect the SLAs to be achieved? So Monday will be for discovery. Wednesday is for discussion. Okay, what is it that we want to prioritize? What is it that we want to do? How will we actually achieve results? And Friday will be for conclusions. We will look at the week's work and summarize if, let's say, an SLA has been fixed or innovated on. Now, when we talk about SLAs, there's a few cross dimensions I want everybody to be aware of. There's SLA at the chapter level, and then there's SLA at the campaign level, right? So let's try to keep it at the campaign level for now, unless you believe it is a systemic issue. Let me give you an example between something systemic and something that's maybe campaign level. Campaign level could be you're working on a particular awareness idea, and the strategy is correct, the messaging is correct. You just need a little bit more time to see improvement on that particular SLA. Chapter level would be you're using the wrong strategy. You've been doing something for months and it hasn't produced any result because you haven't analyzed your outgoing communication to see if there's any mistakes in it. Okay, so that could be something that is discussed at chapter level as opposed to something discussed at campaign level. For the most part, unless we're making big changes, which sometimes we do, most of the discussions should be kind of restricted to the campaign level. What campaign, which SLA needs to be improved. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have and see if this is cogent enough to work with at this point. So June 16th, I guess that was a few days ago. It's not Monday, but let's give some forgiveness here. Wait, actually, let me ask Vera and Jenna. I'll just ask Vera and Jenna, who's going to be the spokesperson for this particular section of the discussion paper? Is it Vera or Jenna? Okay, I'll ask Vera.
Let's go with Jenna.
Okay, let's go to Jenna then. All right, Vera nominated Jenna. Jenna, at what point will we have these topics synchronized with the format? Is it this week or next week?
What do you mean by synchronized?
Okay, so this is June 16th, right? And this says, but Monday, right? So I'm pretty sure June 16th was a Wednesday. So I understand we just made this transition. So do we expect, like, say, next week we will have it all synchronized? The next Monday we'll have the next Monday topic there. Because we have a Wednesday topic and Monday right now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's take a look at what we have. The quality issue from sales BD candidates, Shaylin. Okay, so Shaylin, I think, brought up some middle funnel reporting. Most of the sales and BD candidates that have come in have not actually passed their trials due to dropouts and failures to pass the trials. Is that correct, Shaylin?
Yeah, so like few of them like failed the FGD, and then few of them like don't even pass CV screening.
I see. Okay. All right. So that is an alert to awareness funnel on sales and BD that we need to think about what it is that we're doing to target and why is it the people we're targeting are not correctly aligned to the stage in the career stage. They're mostly job calling. And also, I think we had a dropout as well from one of the candidates and motivation as well. Maybe they are not a fit in career stage and not a fit in the motivation. Okay, so awareness, please be aware of that, and we are specifically focusing on the sales and BD campaign. Next is Shaylin said, maybe you could announce your thought on this one, Shaylin.
Yeah, just a thought actually. Like I was approached by this platform like company called Nusa Talent. So they actually outsource like people like for like companies, and they're actually approaching us for like to provide sales or even like customer support like people for outsourcing.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. And my response to that is this: what do they want? So what's the trade? Do they want us to pay? Do they want to do an exchange? What is it they want? And the second thing is we should probably see, do we actually believe they have a relevant audience? I think you can pass this over to me, and I will have the awareness team take a look at it. We'll study Nusa Talent and see if they are what do you call it? A legitimate audience source, right? Let's see if they've actually done some successful work in the past. Okay, cool. I would like to delegate this to, where's Furkan? Hey, actually, where's the rest of the team? We have a lot of people who are not here today. Okay, Mrs. Secretary, who is Arvi, right? Arvi, could we tag Furkan in this and ask him to bring this up for discussion in the awareness group? Actually, we'll bring this up and we'll evaluate whether Nusa Talent is a legitimate source, and we'll come back to Shaylin within, let's say, before Monday, with whether to go or not go on this particular opportunity. Sound good, Shaylin?
Yeah, I think that should be okay. Yep.
Okay. All right. let's do a bit of prioritization there. Next is to Shumin and Arvi. Shumin and Arvi, tell us what is happening.
Shimin, do you want to go first or me?
Yeah. Let's
You can go ahead.
Okay, let's go to Arvi then. Arvi, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, so Shimin already listed on what we are planning to do here, the initiative that we are doing for improving the accuracy and also the speed of middle funnel.
Hmm.
I think we need to revamp our resources so that people are more comfortable in using it. And then we already divided. So we will do things that is industrial materials
Okay.
for the city training. And then for the interview part, it's me. And then we are looking for topic for interview questions. So if you have any ideas on determinative questions, you can put it in the vital attributes paper
I
there.
see. Okay. Okay, very good, Arvi. Arvi, what I'll need you to do is this, right? Let's be specific and go ahead and call people for what they're needed for. Arvi, would you be able to put your name here and say, hey, I would like everybody to contribute, let's say, 3 questions before next Friday to the vital attributes in whichever section that you feel comfortable. Is there any particular vital attributes that you need more questions at this point, Arvi, than others so that we can focus the group's attention to a particular area?
Mm, I will see first. I think the question of integrity. So
How about integrity? Integrity looks kind of empty right here, right?
because actually we are doubting candidates' integrity when we come to interview on FTD. So probably integrity.
Ah, I see. Okay, maybe not, but maybe there's some things we can ask. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in that particular aspect, then maybe what we can do is ask people to come up with backup questions for the core values. So, how do we want to actually understand if a person has core values and core value fit, and the corresponding questions we can do there? Okay, so let's try that then, RV. Right? Please ask everybody in the chapter to provide, let's say, 3 new questions regarding core values and have them ready by next Friday. We'll go ahead and announce this to everybody on the Monday sync up so that everyone gets another reminder for it. But the actual result of the discussion should be that we get how many people? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I have no idea. Let me go to Shaylin. Shaylin, how many people actually are in the HRPR chapter now? To Shaylin.
Okay, we have like 4 PR interns and like 5 HR interns, so like 9, 10, 11.
Okay, 11 people. All right. So let's
Right.
aim as a group to get 30, let's just say 30, yeah? Let's get 30 new questions, RV, for the vital attributes paper regarding core values. And you can keep track of that and see how close we get to. Sound good, RV? Okay, perfect. So thank you very much. Shumin, I also need this, yeah? I can see the direction, the plan, but I also need to understand a little bit more about what kind of impact we're hoping to actually deliver. We're hoping to improve the accuracy by 10%. Which SLA will we actually see impact on? So take some time to consider that and put that up here so that the rest of the chapter can see, okay, what is the potential impact from having these particular areas fixed, okay? All right, thank you, Shumin. Next, let's go to bottom funnel, and this is me. Oh, right, okay, so I asked the question. Jenna, I think we're doing really good work right now in the live commenting on all hands. There's a lot of engagement, and there's secondary engagement that's happening on its own now. People asking other people about what's going on. But in addition to that, I was wondering, are there any other sources where HR can do passive listening to understand a little bit more about employee transformation and if it's happening? So Yep, Jenna says peer-to-peer feedback can definitely give us more visibility, as well as what people working closely with the person works as well. Maybe we can use peer-to-peer feedback to decide who we invite. Okay, all right, Jenna, tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so actually Shirley mentioned back then like she wanted to invite a few people to come for like a coffee session or something like that, something similar to that. So
Yep.
like instead of inviting everybody, maybe through the peer-to-peer feedback, we can like see more specifically who has roughly the same issues and invite them together for the office hour so that we
Wow.
can have a talk with them.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, Shaylin, I think this is actually a really good innovation on the office hour. At first, it was like, but now I think if you can find the correct issues through this passive listening program, then yeah, like that's a really good idea. Bundling people together to create like a support group, right, for working on particular issues. Okay, good. Jenna, tell me. Will we make an ETS for this, actually? Is this worthwhile to actually create into some sort of new transformation service?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. All right. Jenna, who would you want to delegate that to?
Mm, uh, maybe Shalene?
Okay. All right. Shilin, would you? It's funny when you ask a question. It could be like, yeah, I could do it myself. But okay, Shailin, would you want to pick up that delegation, or would you want to? Let's do this then, Jenna, Shailin. Let's come up with a conclusion for this particular idea. One, if it's worthwhile to do, then let's create an ETS for it. Two, decide who should lead that ETS, and let's come back on Monday to see if we have any progress on that. Okay, I won't make you guys make a spot decision right here. But if we do decide that this is a good thing to do, then let's put a person behind it. Does anybody have any objections to this? Does anybody want to discuss against this particular idea? No? Okay. All right, good. Then, Mrs. Secretary, let's go ahead and put that as our next step, that Jenna and Shaylin will create an ETS card and assign a person to it, and we will monitor this again on Monday to track the progress on it. Okay, great. Thank you very much. All right, that's pretty much it. Now, the next part is we're going to go into the breakouts. During the breakouts, please try to focus on this. Please try to focus on, did you guys achieve your SLA for the week, right? So whatever we were trying to do at the beginning of the week, let's take a look at it at the end of the week and see, did it actually work, okay? I know we might need to have a general discussion on when do weekly SLA days begin and when do they end, right? Because does it begin on a next Monday, last Monday, and end on a Friday today? Or what exactly should it be? Do we need to have a general discussion on that right now? Okay, let's not do it right now because it's going to probably confuse everybody. But it is a discussion that we need to have. Let's just say right now, you're going to take a look at what you are doing this week, starting from Monday, and compare it with what we did last week, starting from last Monday, right? And see, is there any change and differences in that particular category? Or no, wait, sorry, that's not correct. Let me correct myself. We're going to take a look at what we did and have achieved by this Friday, and we're going to compare it with what we had achieved last Friday, right, as a week-to-week comparison. Okay, that's a little bit better, and that will tell you if you're on track on your SLAs or not. If not, then let's start brainstorming what you want to do differently in order to achieve your SLAs, right, for the upcoming week. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys. I'll set up actually, maybe the secretary can set up the breakout rooms, and then I'll just join.
I'll need to change the account first.
Oh, right. Okay, so I'll probably have to set it up. Okay, I forgot how to set up this thing, and I can't. Okay. Oh, start breakout session. All right, there it is. All right, everyone, done. So please join your respective breakout groups, and we'll see you there. Okie dokie. Iron, how's it going?
Why am I starting? Kind of confused with the first time become secretary.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you don't need to be confused. All you just need to think about is you're secretary right now, right? Okay.
Yes.
All you need to think about right now is just recording the key points as we. So you're going to begin here, Iron, right? You're going to be writing right here at the very top on the notes, and that's all you need to kind of take a look at. Okay. The rest of us will examine each of these cards, and we'll see if we have it correctly laid out. Let me stop the screen share. I will share the correct way, share the correct window. Okay, all right, so that should be a little bit better. All right, so Iron, the notes that we take right now in the breakout just go right here in this particular box. And what we're looking for is have we actually improved, right? So the theme of today's discussion will be, did we actually get better awareness from this week from the previous week? So let's go ahead and take a look and see if we've actually improved. Start with this examination up here. So let's take a look. Sales and business development. Okay. Let's see. So the total distribution post that we've done since Monday, I forgot what Monday is. Do I have a calendar? Oh, here's a calendar. Give me a calendar, please. Okay, Monday was the 14th. Okay, so 14th of June. We started at 26 on the 14th of June, right? So we had an update. And then, do we start on 26 or 45? Oh, sorry, 45, right? Yeah, 45, 45. Okay, we started on 45 and we got up to about 50. Okay, so we did 5 distribution posts for the week. But I think what's happening right now is we distribute all on Monday anyway, right? Because we batch our distributions together and we distribute all on our. Wait, sorry, I'm confusing people. We distribute over the weekend and all our distribution arrives on Monday. Is that correct, Ira? Or let's go to Lolita. Lolita, is that
Yes.
correct? Okay, all right.
We can say that he did the distribution post on Monday
Okay, got it.
and evaluated on the next day.
Okay, got it. All right, so in this particular case, we can't compare apples to apples yet because the distribution for this week hasn't happened, right? It's going to happen over the weekend and the result will be reported on Monday. So we can't really judge on that. But let's take a look on the applicants that have actually arrived, okay? So we're going to take a look at the previous week starting on June 7th. Okay, previous week's applicants was started at 45 and on June 14th went to 58. Okay, is that right? 45 to 58. So, okay, that was 13 new applicants, okay, from the previous week. Now let's take a look at this week. This week is starting from June 14th. We started at 58 and we went to 65. We have 7. I just lost my math there. Okay, we have 7 this week. And Lolita, how many do we have the previous week?
13.
13. Okay, so are we doing better or worse right now?
Depends on the distribution post.
Right, but our distribution post is going to happen on Monday, right? Which is the day that essentially we probably won't see anything. So we can check again on Monday to see, but we probably are not doing better on applicants right now. Because if we were, we should probably be above 7, right? We got 13 the previous week, only 7 so far. Okay, so this one we probably need to take a look and understand a bit more. Just earlier also, Iron, okay, this is a good point for you to switch over and write on the Trello card as well. So we just understood from Shaylin a few things. We can simplify that discussion. Shaylin told us that there is essentially, this is the takeaway, right? That the applicants coming are a little bit of lower quality. So what we can do is we can take that and we can paste that in. See, that's the fast way of secretarying, okay? And now, after we pasted it in, we have a comment and we understand perhaps we need to be more targeted, okay? So what I would say is to the person who's managing this campaign, who is Furkan, please think about, okay, how to target higher motivation to work at BV, okay, and also higher level in the career stage. We want to take only career and calling type candidates. Okay, so this will hopefully fix Mr. Furkan's direction that he'll go into, and we'll get a better result for next week. Okay, so it seems like right now, let's go to Iran. Do we feel successful in this particular campaign with the awareness that we're producing yet?
Based from the updates with like 19 distribution posts on this week and also updates that is plus 7 applicants,
Mhm.
I think that is a good sign, but it's still not.
Right. So we fulfilled our internal SLA, which is we are distributing a lot according to what we need, but the applicants is not forthcoming in quantity or quality, right? So we're not getting the quantity of applicants that we need. We're not getting the quality of applicants we need. So we're doing the work, but we're not necessarily getting the output we expect. So this is where we need to innovate. We need to think about, okay, where are we targeting? What's our messaging? Why are we not getting the kind of people that we really want to get? Okay. So we'll discuss this more, I think today at 5 or something, and think of a way to improve it. Okay, so message taken from Shaylin. Okay, good feedback. Next is to the HAR intern. The HAR interns was paused for a while, but then somebody brought it back in. Okay, I think this is really good. All right, so this is a second priority now. This this looks like it was re-added to this board. I have no news about this. Okay, so Puji's supposed to be in charge of the distribution. Um, we have a problem here. Let's go to Lolita. Lolita, what's the problem that we have for this particular role?
We distributed for posts, but we have no increase in applicants.
Okay, that's problem number one. There's a more fundamental problem too. Let's go to Iron. Iron, do you see the more fundamental problem with this particular campaign?
Actually, I think that Fuji hasn't started about this campaign yet.
Okay, all right. We don't know that because Fuji hasn't written any updates here, and somebody must be distributing, right? It went from 0 to 4, so I would have to assume that's Fuji if her name is there at the moment, right? So we can't assume that she's not doing it yet. We just need clarity on what she's actually done. All right, ladies, what's missing here is that there's no weekly SLA targets, right? So we need to put that down there. Let's see who's addressing here. So we need Shumin. Shumin, there are no weekly SLA targets for this campaign at the moment. So we'll need to give those targets done soon in order for awareness to understand how much and of what quality awareness you'll need to succeed in this campaign. Okay. Could we have this ready by, let's say, Monday morning? Okay, all right. So please be aware that every campaign should have some weekly targets. Like we have weekly targets here. Like, we're supposed to bring in 10 distributions, 20 applicants, whatever. But if we don't know how much to go for, then we really never know if we're on track or not, right? So I think we need some direction here. This seems to me like was moved recently to this stack. Does that seem like the case for you guys? Like this wasn't here before, right? No, Lolita? I think there was something else here before. Okay, because it's somewhat new, then we need, we need a little bit of explanation what the goals are in order to be successful there. Okay, next, let's take a look at Bully Content Creator. Wow, there's a lot of distribution happening here. We went from 14 to 21. Let's ask ourselves the same questions, right? Let's see. Previous week was the week of June 7th. Okay, we didn't have an update on June 7th, so let's just use June 9th. June 9th, we started at 12, and sometime around the 14th, which is the beginning of this week, we ended up at 12, right? So we went from about 12 to 12. Wait, am I right? Oh, we do have a June 7th, sorry. June 7th, we started at 8, or sorry, at 9, right over here, 9. And then by June 14th, we got to 12, so we made a progress of 3 distributions. This week, we've got to 7 distributions. Okay, that's good. So we've improved our distribution capacity by 100%. We're doing double the distribution that we did before. Let's look at the candidates. Have we gotten more candidates before? We have not really, right? We actually got more candidates previous week. So let's go to Iron. Iron, why do you think we got more candidates with fewer distribution last week than this week?
I think it's because there are a change of PIC about this campaign from Furkan to Lalita.
Okay, from Furcon to Lalita. Oh, Lalita, somebody's blaming you. Yeah. So change the person, change the result. Okay, Lalita, what explanation do you have for why we got more results last week than this week?
Um,
Oh, it's okay. It's radical candor. Sometimes that could be the problem, but we're here to positively transform people so that everybody plays a good game. So, Lalita, what do you think is your explanation for this?
Actually, I do not know why Kak Furkan maybe he targeted uh, like the really right audience, but from the paper of Bali Content Creator Outreach, I didn't see any. Oh, that's Kak Furkan. I didn't see any like what is it, distribution post. So
Hmm.
I do not know which one he actually got distribution cost for the Bali content creator. And actually for this one I got seven distribution costs, four from KRN, and actually I think the four distribution cost was too general because it was from outside
Okay.
Bali. So what is it, the specific distribution cost was only three.
Okay. What I need you to do, Lolita, is to do this. Okay. First, let's go ahead and change this around. So it's not Furcon to Lolita anymore. It is just Lolita since we've already made the transition. Okay. All right. So since the transition's been made, let's go ahead and have you do this, Lolita. And oh, yeah, Mrs. Secretary, this is where I'll need you to write the. You can write the update actually on the paper, but we can also put a copy of it here on the Trello card as well. This is what I would need Lolita to do. So I'll give you an example. Lolita, please analyze the distribution from the previous week, right? The one that Furcon did from the previous week. Okay. Pay attention to the channel. Where did he distribute? Pay attention to the message, and maybe pay attention to also the timing as well of these communication channels. Tell me let's say 3 to 4 differences that you believe could impact the end result. Okay, and bring that up before Monday. Before Monday, and then we're able to then try to improve the quality of work, right? So it could be that there is a difference. It could be that there's maybe no difference, but perhaps timing. Whatever it is, let's try to be scientific about it. Iran, it could be the person, but objectively, it should be just about the work, right? About what's being done in the actual work itself. So as long as we can get the work to simulate each other better, then we should expect similar results. Okay. All right, Aaron, Lalita, do you think we can do that? Yeah? Okay, perfect. And that will improve also your critical thinking skills as well. Mrs. Iron, go ahead and please take a note of that and also include it as part of our breakout session recording. Let me go to Mr. Furcon. Thank you for joining us, Furcon. Do you have any explanations for and perhaps you can get involved in this analysis as well, right? If indeed Lolita might not be able to discover this, then perhaps you can also add your thoughts onto this and tell us why you think also there might be a difference in Lolita's outreach and your outreach. Sound good, Furcon? Okay, perfect. All right, let's continue. Let's go to the next card, which is community management intern. Well, we're way ahead today. We are like, we're not even close to running out of time today. So let's take a look at the results. Let's see what we're trying to do, actually. Let's see the goal. The goal is 12 and 10. 12 distribution posts and 10 applicants. Let's see if we got there. I can't tell because somebody why is it so inconsistent? Sometimes the date is up there, sometimes the date is down here. All right, okay, I can follow. All right, so let's take a look at the previous week. The previous week started, of course, on June 7th. So we got from 51 to Okay, we don't have June 14th, unfortunately. We only have June 13th. 51 to 68, which is a lot, actually. 68 minus 51, that's 17 distribution posts. Okay, so we overachieved last week on the distribution. Let's see on this week. We went from, I guess, 68, right? I'll start with 68 because I think that's what June 14th would have been, right? Probably 68. Okay, 68, and we got to 77, right? So 77 minus 68 is only 9. So we underachieved on distribution this week compared to the previous week. Let's take a look at the results on the applicants. The applicants previous week, we had 16 applicants, and it went up to about 22. So that was an improvement of 6 applicants the previous week. This week, let's see how we did on the applicants. We went from, let's say, 22 to about 25. So we got 3 applicants instead of what? What was the previous? 6 to we did worse. So we did a little bit worse in the distribution and about half on the applicants. So time to ask why. Aaron, it's you. So what do we think is doing worse than the previous week?
First is about the distribution post.
Mhm.
That actually that this week I get so many help from Lalita and Furkan about the distribution post.
Okay. So
And also I think that the other frictions is because of the timing. As I do some research to do updates after the working hour.
okay. So tell us, what are you going to do differently next week in order to try to achieve this SLA for the upcoming week?
I'll try the previous week, like the outreach, or maybe like improving the message, or maybe the other audience.
Okay. Okay. Here's another thing we need to take into account, right? Which is this is also pretty important. If we're outreaching, let's say, to professors to do guest lectures, which is the plan this week, do we expect the same number of applicants to arrive as when we do job posts? Sorry.
You're muted, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't want you to hear my sneeze. So, all right, do we expect, let's say, if we change the strategy to outreaching professors to ask for guest lecturers, should we actually get the same number of applicants that we did when we outreached and got distribution on job posts? Mr. Furkan, what do you think?
Okay. So, in my opinion, um, the audience could be more targeted.
Yeah,
This a class that wants professors to teach, and but in my opinion, it's not as efficient as we conduct like like outreaching. So yeah, maybe it could take more longer time.
correct.
The
Mr.
result
Furkan,
could be promising.
that's very good. All right, so this is something I need everyone to understand as well. When we change our strategy, sometimes we do what is called a trade off. Okay, so we need to understand what that trade off is. What we've seen is that, let's say, for example, when we're targeting a particular job board, we might not get the best quality applicants because they are in the career stage, they're looking more for survival, right? People who are probably looking for a job. But if we target, let's say, giving a guest lecture, um, promoting like the vision and mission of our company, educating, doing research, these are more to calling and purpose. So the kind of applicants that you might get out of that probably would arrive slower, but they probably would be more when they see Bukit Vista is because they see it as a potential place where they can fulfill a personal ambition or a personal idea that they're looking for. So we can kind of estimate that before we go into this and also be able to set the expectations correctly, right? So this is what we need to negotiate with the people who depend on our applicants, right? The next layer of the SLA. So we can say, hey, look, you're probably going to get fewer applicants because we're trying a new strategy, but what you should get is you should get a higher quality applicant that is a better fit to the role. Okay, so this is something that I think we also need to understand, and nobody mentioned it yet. So definitely think about the purpose of what you're doing in the greater context of things. Okay? All right. So, all right. Let me actually ask you if that is the problem, or do you think if it's not the problem, Iron?
Um, about the like message or maybe the audience.
Is the reason that we're seeing lower number of distribution and a lower number of applicants because we are trying out a different messaging strategy, or is it we're trying the same strategy but we're not doing our work?
Actually, it can be both. Maybe I need to do like more distribution or maybe more outreachings,
Okay.
and it's also because we are changing the strategies.
Okay. All right. Got it. How much of the distribution have you done, Iron, this week that is using the new strategy of using the guest speaker proposal?
Actually, starting from until today, I already do like 15 topics.
Okay. Give me a percentage. Like, how much percent of the distribution are you doing that is the old method? How much is based on the new message?
Maybe 3%, like 40 and 60.
Okay.
60
Got
is
it.
the old one.
60 and 40. Okay, got it. And how much results are coming out of the new messaging right now? Is it higher response and higher than the old message, or is it lower?
It's more.
Oh, okay, that's
Actually.
good. Okay, okay. So maybe you should shift your focus to be 60 or 100 and zero, right? 100 on the new message and zero on the old one. Because if you're getting responses, that's a good sign. To get applicants on this new way, everyone is going to take longer, right? Because people don't wait.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. All right. I felt my heart flutter for a moment. Okay. To get applicants from this new method, we have to understand will take a little bit longer because people don't just apply for a job after hearing a lecture, right? Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. We have another minute to cover this. Okay. But I think we covered some of the frictions over there. We discovered where we're doing good, and we discovered where we're doing not so good. Most importantly, let's take a quick look at this one real quick. The marketing and business. So we're at 69. Same thing. 69 from 61. So we went 8 on distribution. Let's compare it to the previous week. Previous week, we went from to uh, 54 to 61, 7. Okay, so we've done more distribution this week than the previous week. Let's look at the number of applicants. The number of applicants went from 64 to 66, okay, to the previous week. And then this week, we've gotten up to about 66. Okay, so none. All right, so this one is also a little bit jammed. We'll try to figure out why. Okay, the summary is that we have figured out a few things, Aaron, about the chapter. Let's go over and see what have we figured out. What are the main issues here? Wait, no, where's the breakout session? Okay. No weekly SLA. Okay, on HAR campaign. Yep. Okay, good. And understand what the trade-off is. Okay, great. Those are the summary of the things that we need to talk about. I think we can return to the general group and tell everybody what we have discovered and what we plan on improving. And quick question, Mr. Furkan. Why do I call Furkan Mr. Furkan? I think I did that in the beginning. It just became a habit. It's probably why everyone calls me Mr. Jing. Okay, Furkan, when will we distribute the? Oh, okay. I guess we'll have to have that question later. But forgot really quickly, when will we distribute the badge for this week? Will we distribute Saturday or Sunday or Monday morning?
Probably Monday. Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just
All right.
to-
Thank you. Okay. We'll go all and rejoin the big group again. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have less energy than previous meeting. Yeah,
For today?
Today.
yes, I will. So we're so quiet, you know.
Yeah, there is one thing that I wanted to. Yeah. Maybe after this.
All
Please stay
right.
in the for
Okay. Good.
making fun of.
Good stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and have a summary. Let's go to middle second secretary. Second secretary, please give us an update on what we need to know about what's happening in the middle funnel. Wait.
Okay.
Excuse me. Let me share the screen, of course, right? Because that would make it a little bit more helpful. Oh, one thing, by the way, general service announcement, public service announcement. Try as much as possible when you have a meeting to have some data or some documentation in front of you, right? I see a lot of meetings, sometimes people just have like chats, and pretty soon that can go into a completely off direction, right? So definitely use a structure so that you achieve something at the end of your meeting. You like made a decision, or you taught somebody how to do a new skill, or you figured out that you need more time to have another meeting to actually finalize some things, right? Try to avoid meetings without any documentation. And I'm going to show you how to do that by like sharing your screen. There you go. All right. Simple trick, right? Okay, let's go to RV. RV, tell us a little bit about the updates here.
Okay. So we changed the hiring priorities for marketing, BD, and also HR.
Okay.
And from this discussion, we also changed the board for better prioritization. So if you look at the board right now, we have high priority hiring campaign, middle priority hiring campaign, and low priority.
Very good. I do see that. Thank you very much. Okay, that's good. That's
Yep.
good.
And there's definition of that. So if it's not achieving SLA in current month or will not achieve SLA next month, then it will probably have to be in high priority hiring. And
Okay.
then if we able to achieve SLA for 2 consecutive months, then it has to be in the middle.
Okay.
And low priority is we are able to maintain the SLA for 3 consecutive months, or if it's not very urgent.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Interesting. All right. We can. That can be a good general discussion topic actually for how we prioritize it. But thank you for bringing this up. This is excellent. Thank you. So we see the board for bread prioritization, and the third update.
Yeah, for the hiring campaigns this week versus last week. So in sales and BD, it's progressing the numbers until FGD. So we still need to convert FGD to trial, and the rest of SLA is not achieved yet. Then for the HAR, need to define which is SLA, and then more distribution costs, and check on the distribution itself. And for CM, only distribution cost that is achieved.
Okay.
And then we are starting a discussion on how long we should be giving time frame for people who cannot start right away, either on trial or on the onboarding.
Okay, perfect. RV, just go ahead and put that up on the this section, right? This is a main issue. So this kind of issue, I think, could actually affect the entire group. So we'll discuss it as a group about the time between selection and trials. Yeah.
Not selection. The trial and the onboarding program, sir. I think it's better to be discussed in the middle funnel.
Oh, okay. All right, great. So then just discuss it, come up with a solution, tell us what your ideas are at the yeah. Wait, at main issues, right? Tell us what the conclusion is at the main issues so that we can all examine it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great, fantastic. That's a good example. Thank you, Arvi, for catching me. So we don't need the details of what you want to do. We just need the result of what you have done, and then we can discuss it. Does that actually work for everybody in the company? If it doesn't work for everybody in the company, then we need to adjust it, right? Or have some more discussion about it. Great. Let's go to Iron. Iron, give us. Let's have everyone give the updates on the top funnel.
Yes, first of all, we get a distribution boom on this week. So we will check again the distribution and applicants on next Monday to see the percentage. And there are also quality issues of applicants in sales and business development and need to be more targeted on higher motivations and careers finder applicants. Next, there are no weekly SLA target on HAR campaign cards, and we already tagged Kumin for that. And also, there are less applicants in Bali content creator. Maybe they are rotation with the PIC from Furkan to Lalita. And we need to pay attention to the message and timing and see the previous week outreach message and sample. Last but not least, we need also to understand what trade-off is when we change the strategy. And we may get the fewer applicants from the strategy change, but we will get more higher quality.
Okay, very good. And also, just to illustrate what the implication is for this strategy for everybody in the middle funnel, we have noticed that middle funnel has been asking for higher quality candidates. And we have programs that we did in the past, such as giving guest lectures, sharing data, doing research programs together with universities. These generally produce more candidates that are in the calling and career stages. So, as a result, we think that this will lower the application pace, but increase the applicant quality. So we're going to make a small pivot on that, set that up, so that we get a little bit more diversity also in the kind of applicants that can come in. So what we need middle funnel to understand is that this process will take a little bit more time, but we think it could be worthwhile. We're going to run this for 2 weeks and see how it goes, and then return back to a an idea of using maybe faster methods to get applicants to apply. Okay, that's pretty much it. Um, did that go well, everyone? What do you guys think? If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. What do you think? If there's anything that could be done better, okay, good. We're good. Okay. Okay, all right, good. Um, all right, let's do this. Here's what I want you guys to do. I'm not going to be chairing the next one. Somebody else will. So give the feedback that you would to me to the next person. Does that make sense? Share the feedback to the next person of what went well and what needs to be improved. And you guys can gather on Discord, I think, to do that. I'll need to continue into the next meeting here. But okay. I felt like it was a bit more improvement. We definitely know which direction we're going. The rules are set a little bit clearer. There's maybe a little bit of where do I put a discussion topic if I don't know? Put it in announcements, okay? If you don't know where to put a discussion topic, just go ahead and put it in announcements. And Jenna, me, and Vera will put it in the right place for you, okay? We'll guide you how to do it. So we don't want to stop your voice from saying things that matter, and we don't want to confuse everybody, but it will take some time to understand where a particular message needs to go. So, as a default, just put it into announcements if you're not sure, and we'll guide you to get into the right place. Yes, thank you very much, Jenna. Please be patient. We are trying to fail as fast as possible. And one thing I would like to actually describe. I had to make a decision whether or not to do two things at the very beginning of this. One was okay. That's two decisions, right? One was whether or not to keep the same structure or not. I think we all know why we're changing the structure, right? It's more efficient, but we will go through a period where it's less efficient, right, with the innovation. Two was I think I could have just done this on my own, created the structure that everyone needed to go through, and just start having meetings based on that. But if I did that, there would be no learning process, right? And moreover, there would be no emotional journey of what it feels like to actually innovate, right? You wouldn't go from comfort zone to fear zone to learning zone to growth zone, right? You would immediately go into learning zone without having to cross that chasm of fear. Yes, very good. So the point of this exercise is actually to bring everybody through that emotional journey so that when you apply your innovations to something else that, let's say, could have as much impact as, let's say, changing the way meetings are structured, you'll already be prepared and you will have had some experience with that emotional journey, okay? So this is what I've decided. We're all going through this right now, but I think as interns and also as employees, the more familiar you are with this journey, the better you'll be able to innovate because you've been down this path a few times. Okay? All right. So we're trading a little bit of efficiency for what I hope is to gain a lot of positive transformation. Okay? I hope that you'll feel this positive transformation. Okay. All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you for coming in today. I hope you see you next week. Have a great weekend. If you're off tomorrow, if you're not, then we'll get together and innovate some more new stuff. I'll see you guys later. Oh, and Jenna's going to have an awesome new happy hour with some breakout discussions and some amazing stuff. So please attend and show your support, and don't be a punk and not come to the happy hour, because then we will just harass you we'll make you chair. Actually, if you don't come, we'll make you chair, and then we'll give you criticism of your chairmanship. No, I'm kidding, but just go to Jenna's happy hour and support her, okay? All right, everyone, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.